Alright, we are back in the Truckee area today, and we're gonna do a short 2-day, 1-night trip just north of Truckee up to Sierraville, along some forest roads, along the Stampede Reservoir, and we're gonna start out here on the Immigrant Overland Trail. Start from here in the small hamlet of Hobart Mills, and then goes up along towards the reservoir, and then we will just continue on some forest roads further north. Stampede Reservoir, very pretty, filled up on water, took a little break, and then some section along the reservoir on pavement, and now back to gravel for the remainder, I think, of this route. Some undulating terrain, some ups and downs probably, but it's just great to be out here. This is not easy. Just crossed the 2,000 meters in elevation, so 6,500 feet, and I'm chugging along on this forest road at about somewhere between 6 and 8% gradient, and it's rough going. Some of these sections are quite sandy, some of them are rocky, and I can feel it. I have a little bit more to go until the next high point, but yeah, I'm glad I started this day early. We've reached the early afternoon and the route has another surprise in store, which is about a 5.5 mile climb back to 2,000 meters, 6,500 feet. Now fully exposed in the sun, and the road this time really well maintained and proper gravel road, snaking its way back up to the 2,000 elevation level and up this valley, and I guess eventually we're gonna reach a saddle at the high point. So would have loved to hit this earlier in the day, but as usual, things don't work out as planned sometimes, and you just have to roll with it. So let's get going and let's get to the high point. We made it all the way back down to Highway 89. It was rough. That road down from the crest, not suitable for gravel bikes. Very rough in parts. Very bouncy over rocks. Not great. Should be about 5 miles or so, hopefully downhill from here into Sierraville, and then checking in at the hot springs. Good morning. As you can see, I'm already finding myself on yet another forest road in the woods. And now what awaits in the morning is a 8-mile climb up to about 2,300 meters, 7,000 feet. And so far it looks gently graded. We'll see if that persists, but nothing like hitting the hardest climb of the day first thing in the morning. It's still reasonably cool, about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It should get up into the low 80s during the day, and obviously in the sun it's even hotter. So good that I'm hitting this first thing in the morning, and we'll see how this goes. That was a long climb. It ended up about 8 miles. and very steady gradient, which is good. Wide fire road, pretty decent shape, well maintained. Just perfect for gravel bike, but just seemingly an endless climb. And glad to be at the high point. Should be downhill from here and a few more smaller climbs, maybe 3 or 4, before we then descending back to the starting point.